Samantha Irvin was handed a 2-year no-compete by WWE. A new contract has been given to an on-screen WWE human being. Find out who that is in a little bit. And what's the latest on Austin Theory? Find out that too a little bit after the previous bit. So we'll get to the bad contract situation involving Samantha Irvin towards the end of the video, but first and foremost, good new contract news for Lilian Garcia. She was on Instagram going, oh my goodness me, it's been a year since I returned home to the WWE. I've been on all these shows, I've talked into all these microphones. It's been fantastic, yeah. As she should be. You should be thankful, Lilian. That sounded really... I didn't mean that at all. Anyway, she then goes on to reveal at the end of this message where she's waxing lyrical about the year that she's had. She says, I'm so excited to announce that just yesterday I signed for another 2 years with the WWE with a little emoji. None of that is possible without you. Love you all. Can't wait to continue riding this journey with you. See you next Saturday for Saturday night's main event, November the 1st in Salt Lake City, Utah. Let's go.
I like Lilian Garcia, so I'm happy with this.
I've got no issues with Lilian Garcia.
No issues at all.
It might sound like I did just a second ago when you should be thankful, Lilian Garcia.
Lilian.
But that came out my mouth wrong. She is just, that's obviously nostalgia for us.
Yeah, but she can do it all as well. Yeah. She's a fantastic ring announcer, so I think that it just makes sense. It's like hand in glove, innit?
She can... If they want to, here's an idea. If they want to have the American national anthem not booed in Australia, for example, like happened very recently, have Lilian pipe it out.
To do it.
Yeah, because we know she can. That 9/11 episode. Oh, goodness me.
Heartstrings.
I'm not even American and I was tearing up. Anyway, Samantha Irvin news. Here we go. Jeremy Michaels, everyone's favourite ex-user. I don't know who that is. It's just the guy who said it. He was just like, my goodness me.
Sean's brother?
Yes. Yeah. Let's put it out there. Shawn Michaels' brother, Jeremy, was on Twitter going, goodness me, it's been 1 whole year since Samantha Irvin left WWE. And then she replied with a shocking bit of news, Sam.
Yeah, she said 1 year down, 1 year left on my non-compete. Can't wait. I hope you enjoy my songs in the meantime and look back on all the memories fondly as fondly as I do. Love and miss you all. And remember, I never left for music. I am music. Hope to see you soon. 2 years.
For a ring announcer.
2 years.
As fantastic as Samantha Irvin is, let's not forget, I'm not going to say, I sound like I've got it in for the ring announcers today. It's not as if she's Roman Reigns or Becky Lynch or whatever.
No, but she was kind of central to a lot of like the bigger moments over the last few years. So it's like 2 years.
There's no compete.
The Andrade one was mental. I was going to say,
yeah.
Two
for Samantha Irvin, who was
just a non-in-ring competitor.
Yeah. That's got to be just because she is, of course, married to Ricochet, and they're putting two together and thinking, oh, she might be taking the Dapper Yapper Justin Roberts' job in AEW. That's got to be what it's down to, surely.
You'd think so. They've been petty before in the past over things like this. It's certainly within their wheelhouse to be that petty. But I just blows my mind that the 9 month no compete anyway, which historically has been thrown out. I think Lesnar had it thrown out. 90 day? Sorry, 90 day, not 9 month. The 90 day no compete, the 3 month one, has been historically thrown out by people like Lesnar before who've taken it to court. But it's the battle of getting them to court and having to go through all of that arbitration for them to then throw it out. And then now it's like, well, if you've signed it and you've agreed to it, then so there's a lot up in the air, but 2 years for somebody is an astonishing amount of time.
Yeah, and it's getting out of hand. You think about the Andrade situation. He's got a year to go and he was fired. How can they... It doesn't seem fair that they would fire you for legitimate reasons that we read, of course, with the wellness policy violations. That's fair enough. But then to slap a whole year no compete on top of that.
While you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's like what... Like David Otunga looked at it and he's like, yeah, I think if you talk about the court, like they would definitely side with Andrade.
So Samantha, pick up the blower and ring David Otunga.
He was Harvard, wasn't he? So he's a very knowledgeable man. But I think that it could, in theory, be thrown out, but I just imagine it's the monumental cost of having to get WWE into court. And I think with a legal team their size, it's like,
is
scary.
Jerry McDermott still there?
McDevitt's like...
Was it McDevitt? Sorry.
McDevitt, I think he's retired as WWE's lawyer, but I'm assuming they've still got 50 other ones sitting in a cupboard.
The door's slightly ajar. Because Jerry, if you read the stuff from the 90s, he was unbeatable.
What if he turns face and starts siding with all the released wrestlers?
Who knows what might happen? Anyway, I hope Samantha... I don't know. Obviously, the music is doing... She's
cracking on with her music career, and I'm sure she'll have a lot more she wants to get done in this time, but again, like just the thought of her not ring announcing for another year, if she even wants to go back to ring announcing, of course, but like the thought of that for another year is mental?
Mental. Let us know what you think down below in the comments section. Of course, going over to the AEW side of the tracks, Cope has been missing for a little while. He said to Christian, I need to go home and save my family.
Because he's got a 5-year non-compete. Every story is just an increasingly larger non-compete today.
Of course, Cage says then back to Cope, I've got no family, so I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Cope says to Cage, you do have family, it's me, sir. But obviously, this then led to speculation, the sort of Cope taking himself off TV.
He was going to like slot in, have one little match with Cena, and then go back to AEW is what I was seeing people sort of pitching out there. It would be lovely, but I just don't see it.
It would never going to happen. They're at loggerheads. They would never do anyone any favors like that anymore, would they? But Tony Khan's been speaking on Z100 New York. He did an interview, and he's just basically confirmed what we already knew about Cope and his situation with AEW.
And
currently.
I want you to all strap yourselves in, because this is really a quote and a half. You'd think Meltzer wrote it. Adam Copeland's a huge part of AEW. Adam's out filming right now. He's a huge star in AEW. We love having Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar, in AEW, and I'm excited for him to be back in AEW. Hopefully soon after this project's done and he's taking care of business, and then Adam will come back and we'll get Adam Copeland taking care of the business in the ring in AEW.
Yeah! I love Tony Khan, mate.
My brain is like...
He speaks like AI. It's fantastic.
I'm just like, whoa. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't think there's any way they'd let a star the size of Cope slip through their fingers. He seems to be having a great time with AEW right now. Is there money to be made with Cope in the final Cena run? Of course there is, but there was always going to be that money on the table in a situation like this. I just don't think that AEW would let him go quite yet.
Why would they?
No,
yeah.
they've proven that they've used Sting sparingly post-retirement as well, so it gets to the point where Cope retires. He's still probably going to pop up every now and then. You're still going to see him.
Yeah.
So it feels like, I don't know, it's just a better fit for him right now.
Yeah, I guess the temptation would be there because a lot of fans would want to see one more Cope or Edge versus John Cena match.
I imagine the payday would be something splendid.
Yeah, but you would think if the shoe was on the other foot and maybe like, I don't know, who's in AEW at the top of the card going on a retirement tour and there's someone in WWE who maybe wants to have a showcase match. I don't think WWE would do the deal the other way if that makes sense.
I don't think so.
So nor should AEW. Stand up for yourselves.
Yeah, stand up
Fight each other.
For your rights.
So Austin Theory news now. He's been missing for a long time from television. There's been talk about trying to get him involved in the War Game storyline with the Vision.
Yeah, everybody seems to be gravitating toward Grayson Waller, Austin Theory. There's like a few names that everybody's like, we could see them in the Vision. And then it's starting to bubble more and more away that it feels like it's becoming more of a reality.
But then Seth Rollins did that move in Australia and it looks like it's all gone kaput. Yes, Seth Rollins' injury is having a knock-on effect, it would seem, to Austin Theory and his future prospects in the Vision. What have WrestleVotes been saying there,
So WrestleVotes have reported that several names within WWE are pushing for Theory to remain involved in the creative plans following Rollins' injury. There's still support for Theory to resurface on WWE TV and in a big way too. So it feels like they want some form of big statement here. But they said sources indicate there are still voices within the company pushing to keep Austin Theory involved in the creative plans, as I said, even after the recent shuffling caused by the injury. So in my head, is it like, could he come back and align with Seth? Is this all one big swerve?
I don't know, because Seth's meant to be out until WrestleMania season, isn't he now?
There was thoughts it might have been a bit quicker, wasn't there, though, recently?
Maybe he could be the new Seth for Braun and Braun.
Just put like fake Diesel.
Stick a beard on his face. Oh, yeah, he has a beard now anyway.
But they said the idea of the Theory joining the Vision was at least discussed, and he still has internal support moving forward to reappear on TV in a significant manner. Yeah. So, yeah, it feels like something's bubbling away for Theory in particular. What that is, I think that it makes sense for him to join, but at the same time, I kind of want the Vision just to be Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and then eventually Reed's gone and it's just Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, I think they've built themselves up enough equity, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, just to stand on their own, because if you have Theory taking over Rollins, then you're just back to where you were again, but with someone who, in my opinion, is a bit like a fair bit inferior to Rollins on the mic.
Yeah. Based
off what we're seeing on the main roster, I would bring back Austin Theory away from all of that and just have him be the sort of chicken poo silly heel that we saw in NXT when he was in the way, because people like that.
Yeah, he was really good at it as well. I think that It as well, it's like, are we going to get like a dueling Vision stable, where you've got like New Vision and Original Vision, but then it's kind of too reminiscent of the Bloodline stuff. I think it's more strong for maybe Braun to turn on Bronson, and then you get Seth versus Braun eventually, the massive blow off.
Yeah.
But, there was all the talk of Lesnar potentially being involved. I don't think that would work. There's a lot of names getting sort of thrown out there, but right now for me, I'd just like it as the 2-man unit. And then I want Braun Breaker to go on the run of his life.
Yeah,
because you can't bring him in, and you could bring him in and do the the Lesnar debut, which is what I thought they were going to do. I thought he was going to turn up and have the title within a year and just be like massive. But it feels more slow burn, and I think that everybody already sees him as a massively credible threat. So let it slow burn, let it build until it gets to a point where we've got this really tantalizing match, and then put a nice big stip on it and have it be absolutely brutal.
Yeah. What about Austin Theory, chat? Let us know in the comments down below. I would have him come back on his own. That's where I'm settling. You're having him back on his own?
Yeah, I reckon on his own.
I think there's definitely potential there. He's young enough. It's just they need to get him in the right role.
Yeah.
Because what we've seen over the past couple of years has not been the right role. He's been salmon inside of a wrap. I was trying to go for a bread analogy and I've not worked it. We'll end the video there. I've been Ross, joined by Sam. Things are coming up. WCPW watch along
tonight
at 5 p.m.
on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. My voice is
We've
gone.
got WTFs are up now on the Patreon for all Patreon members on that tier. Just get over, have a look. There's plenty going up on the Patreon as well. We've got loads coming up this weekend, including the all-new episode of Pain Per View. So keep your eyes peeled, but we'll catch you in a bit if there's any more news breaks.
Bye.